Hey guys, and welcome to the vlog. I hope you're having a fantastic day today. I've certainly had a few busy days myself planning for the Darwin trip in February and a few other trips as well along the way, which we'll be going to a few of the reptile expos in Queensland and obviously Victoria in March. So with that said, let's start this vlog right away. So I thought it'd be the perfect opportunity to show you what a snake looks like when it's going through the shedding process, which is called ecdysis. And what that basically means is the snake is getting too large for its skin. So what it does is it excretes a milky fluid throughout the old skin onto the new skin, and what that creates is a barrier there, and also it is also known as the blue eye or the cloudy eye. Now we've got Maggie just over here, and she's going through shed right now, and she's going through that milky eye and blue eye stage right now. So I'll get you a close up on that and show you what the process is after that, shall we? So as you can see there with Maggie, you can see the blue eye, which I won't get too close because they do get quite nervous when they go into shed. But the few things that you can notice from that is obviously when they've got that milky eye and the cloudy eye, they also get a bit of an indent in the eye just to show that that eye cap is being released from the new skin. But the other thing you can notice is how dull is she right now? Compared to that black and white snake that you normally see in most of the vlogs, she is just pure dullness, and it sort of looks a bit ugly at the moment, but as soon as she sheds, she's going to be absolutely fantastic, and that should only be in the next week or so. So what I'll do is I'll post up a couple of photos on the Facebook page just to show you what the change is from going from shed to fantastic new threads, as they call it in the reptile hobby. So what happens from here is you'll notice that the eyes get really milky, and you see that dullness in your snake, and they'll also get quite nervous because they are unable to see with that cloudiness going through their eyesight. So you will notice a lot of that nervous behavior going through into the hides a lot more to stay away because they can't see, and obviously refrain from feeding. I know a few people do feed when they are in shed, but it's a bit iffy, as sometimes that it can actually suffocate the snake when they're going through the shed, as they will have, if they have a large prey item, it can actually stress the snake out because they can't get that old skin off. So it isn't recommended to feed. I do feed sometimes when they're coming up to shed and I don't realize it, and the next couple of days they've shed through, but I don't feed massive meals to my pythons, and that's why we do the frequent feeding as well, just to keep that possibility out of the equation, because the last thing you want to see is a python that's stressed out and can't get the shed off. Like, we've all been there and had those sheds that just don't work, but you don't want one that's suffocating your python. It's not the right thing to do. So the other note that I will put in is refrain from handling the python when it's in that nervous state, as it obviously will stress the animal out that it can't see you, and it can sense and have that smell there. But obviously you don't want to stress out your pythons too much, as they're going through that shed. They feel very vulnerable, and they just want to be left alone. They'll find their rough surface and shed it straight out. So it won't take that long. It normally takes between, you know, that 4 to 5 days after that cloudiness goes away. But obviously it just depends on the python and how big and how small and all that. So there's a lot of variables that go into the shedding process, but it is fantastic to watch, and I will try and get a bit of footage for you if I can, but if not, no, it's one of those things that you will find eventually when owning a python. I will touch on one last thing as well along with the shedding, is the Woma Pythons that we have hatched out. One of them is feeding really well, and this one here is not actually feeding very well. And they did hatch late November, and this one has only had 2 assist feeds, and that's from myself and either Shanice or my brother Jake helping me out in that process. And we're only doing little pinky mice, so you can't actually see a bulge in it. But what I'll do is I'll explain through the process of what we do to assist feed, and hopefully that helps in anybody that's going through difficulties feeding their, especially newly hatched pythons. So typically you only really need to assist feed pythons if they haven't been eating very well on their own for a certain amount of time. And I don't normally do assist feeds that often. It's only when it comes to guys like this Woma Python, or I had a couple of black-headed pythons a couple of years back that I bought non-feeding, and that actually gave me a lot of experience in how to assist feed and get them feeding, especially for a species like this that are actually skink and reptile eaters. So what I normally do with species like this, as this Woma is quite small, we go for a prey item that is a lot smaller than the actual predator itself. So what you do from here is you get your python out and make sure it's nice and calm, and then gently just grab the side of the head and the top of the head. Then from there, all you need to do is get your pinky mouse, gently open that mouth and get that prey item just a little bit down the throat for it to stay in place, and then gently just put the python back into the tub and it should do the rest. Now it can take a few times to get through that process, and it can be a little bit annoying at times. You know, all you want it to do is to eat, but stay persistent and you'll be able to get it feeding. So I will keep you up to date with this python, as it has lost a little bit of weight since it's hatched, but of course you can't really help it too much when you've got a smaller python like this and it needs to be assist fed to be able to get that nutrients into it. There are a few other options available, which are the pinky pumps that you can get, and they are basically just a syringe style blended pinky with a few vitamins and minerals in place to help get that python up to a good healthy weight. But again, you don't really want to be relying on that sort of stuff, as you don't want to be doing it up for a 6 foot plus python. So the best option is to try and get these guys feeding, and it normally includes stuff like scenting, brain pinning, which is just to get those brain juices out a little bit. They are a little bit gross, but it's things that we do for these pythons that gives them the best chance of survival. And in the wild, they wouldn't normally survive, as you know, it is survival of the fittest and it's nature's choice. So what we do in captivity is try and keep these guys alive, and then be able to either move them onto caring homes or implement them into our own breeding program. So I hope that you've learned something through this assist feed little tutorial here. I didn't want to do anything with an actual pinky mice because it's already been fed today. So I will leave it alone now for the rest of the week, and then try again in the following weeks. Well guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the vlog here. I hope you enjoyed your start of the week. I know I did. I have a few things planned for the rest of the week. I've got today and tomorrow off, so I'm going to be planning on doing a few little trips, planning the next few trips as well, and also getting that website for us, cold-blooded exotic pets and supplies.com. That is going to be up and running very soon. It is live now, but I'm still making a few adjustments around just to make sure it's more easily accessible to see our breeding programs, some of the supplies, and obviously our vlogs are going to be one of the main priorities, spreading, you know, conservation, tutorials, educational videos, and all that sort of stuff. So make sure you hit that subscribe button for me, that notification bell, like a video if you like it, and of course drop a comment like a few of you have been doing so far. But I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you on Monday.